So, hello and welcome back yet again to another dungeon run with our lovely Beryl. No Onyx this week. We are just rolling with Beryl because Gnomeregan, which is the dungeon we're going to do, is a little bit friendlier to the Alliance side. You can actually rest, mail stuff off in the clean zone. Now, full disclosure, Gnomeregan is not a dungeon I know very well because I always get lost in it and it is a huge pain in the rear for me. But we're going to do it today and hopefully I won't get too terribly lost. Now, for those of you who don't know, Gnomeregan was the capital city of the gnomes up until a Trog invasion led to its downfall. The Trogs were pulled from their sleep by an upheaval of titans. In a desperate attempt to kill them, the High Tinker Geblin Mechatork, on the advice of his advisor, ordered the gnomes to open the pressure valves. And you can kind of see the results of that. It leaked radiation everywhere. And even though it killed some of the gnomes, or not gnomes, even though it killed some of the trogs, it also killed 90% of the gnomish race. So the remaining gnomes they escaped. They allied with Ironforge. They have their own little city deep in they have their own area in Ironforge, and they've been bumbling along as good as they can, but they're also trying to take their city back. So that's what you're doing when you head into Gnomeregan to actually clear the dungeon. So, without any further ado, let's see if I get lost. No guarantees. I'm probably going to get lost. Now, the first thing you have to do, as we leave New Tinkertown and look at the toxic radiation everywhere in sight, is head deep into the city of Gnomeregan. Hopefully we can make the lift before it goes away. Yay! Cannot tell you how many times I have killed myself on these lifts. And then I'm going to get totally hopelessly lost just trying to find the dungeon entrance. No, I shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to ignore all of these little leper gnomes and just try to make our way to the dungeon entrance. Now, there is a portal that you can take if you're doing this dungeon as an actual dungeon and not just running in because you want to do this. But since we're not doing this as part of a group, we're just going to try and find the entrance the old-fashioned way. It's a really cool dungeon. It's just huge. It's not quite as bad to me as Blackrock Depths, which we will attempt to do at some point, but that one, I don't even know if I can actually make it through. So we're going to go in, we're going to try and get all of the bosses, and we're going to try not to get terribly lost. Oh, the other thing that is so much fun in this dungeon is all of the references to the A-Team. So here we have Murdoch. We can talk to him. He can tell us, how he needs a parachute, which we don't need because we're going to try and do this the old-fashioned way without the shortcut. Wish me luck. So we're going to just go through. Of course we're going to loot everything because Christine likes money. And Beryl likes money too. So here we go. Now there is something kind of cool that I found when I was running through here the other day trying to see if I was going to get lost. Which I did. So I might again. And you don't have to go this way. In fact, it's probably kind of pointless if you do. But if you go down here, sometimes there's a treasure chest. If I am not already just hopelessly lost. Nope, there it is. Well, there's the spot anyway. So if you go over to this platform, and don't fall off or you will die. The last time I was here, oh, darn. No treasure chest this time, which is sad. But the last time I was here, there was just a random treasure chest, which of course, the character that I was here with could not loot because she wasn't a rogue. So this time, since I have my rogue with me, of course there's not going to be a treasure chest to loot. Oh, wait, I lied. Look at that. I found it. Not much in it, but there was plans for some golden scale leggings, which are a very nice transmog, so that was worthwhile. And now back to the dungeon, where hopefully I won't get too lost, but I feel like, okay, there it is. I feel like I've already lost the bridge. Alright, back to what we're actually supposed to be doing. Now, the first boss is actually optional. You don't have to do it to finish off the dungeon, but you know what? Since we're here, we're gonna do it. And that is Grubbins. And we get to do a whole fun event with him, which is one of the reasons that he's so much fun to do. At level, even this one isn't too bad. You just have to make sure that all of your party members don't go running into the cave to loot when it's a very bad idea to do so. So let's run over here. All you have to do to start the event is talk to Blastmaster Emmy Shortfuse.
Hey.
Tell her that you're ready to go, and she's going to help evacuate these tunnels. Alright, Emmy, come on. I think that's the only thing I don't like about WoW events is how slow everybody moves. But if you're doing it as a dungeon group, you probably want her to move that slow because it lets you get everything into place. This game, this dungeon, even at level, back in the day, I just didn't like. It was just too big. I think that was the good and the bad about classic dungeons is they're huge. They're almost the size of a modern day raid. Hello, yes, let's make a pile of bodies here. Well, Emmy does all that she can do to rig up some nice explosives. One thing I do like is doing this with a hunter, because if you have gone through Legion, you can get the pet ability to fetch, which is wonderful. Also, these guys all just target her, which means you kind of have to stick close to her. There should be one more wave. There we go. I'm not going to go chasing the one that's far in the background because that would be about pointless, wouldn't it? Alright. She gives you a 5-second count to get out of the way so that you don't get trapped when she closes the tunnel again. It's a very slow 5-second count. There we go. Now, I think back in the day this was an actual, a longer event. I think that there were either 3 or 4 tunnels, but this second tunnel will actually bring on the boss, which is Grubbins. And we'll find out about him. The radioactive gas that flooded the city was meant to anger the Trogs and kill the gnomes. And Thermoplug's plan was brutally effective. One Trog, however, reacted oddly. Grubbins grew and grew. It was a side effect that Sicko had not anticipated. But he's never been one to waste valuable resources. The giant Trog now patrols the tunnels of Gnomeregan. His loyal basilisk pet Chomper helps Grubbins sniff out gas leaks, fungi, and tasty intruders. So now we know. We're gonna kill a big Trog and his pet. And I think it's usually after about 5 or 6 waves of Trogs that we get to the boss. I do love making these piles. What do you mean stand back? I think we have a boss. There we go. Well, an ambusher anyway. There we go. I was going to say, I think we have a boss to fight. And kill. And we got cloth and plate, so nothing I can even transmog. Sad face. Then Emmy will seal up that hole, and it is on to the next boss. Which hopefully I won't get terribly lost, but again, I make no guarantees. I guess the good thing about these older dungeons is just how much loot you can get, which translates into all sorts of wonderful things to sell or transmog. And you can end up with some really, even though the textures aren't as good with the older gear, they're still good enough. Some of the older transmogs are absolutely beautiful. And I still don't have them all, so I still do try to run all the old dungeons. Alright, so here we are in the clean zone. The clean zone is a lovely little place that you can hang out if you are on the Alliance side. You can turn in your grime-encrusted objects. You can't repair here. But there is a place, if you're on the Alliance side, that you can sell all this garbage that you've been picking up. So we will do that. Not that I really have to worry that much about it. And we're going to sell the blues, since I can't use them, and their BOE, and then we're going to just move on. And this is where I could get lost. It is entirely possible. So let me look at the map here. Actually, we should be able to at least get through this next port. This next port, I can speak really well. Thank you very much. We're going to take some irradiated slime. It looks like I got a little bit irradiated myself. Because we do have a mini boss here in the room. So let's learn about him. It is the Vicious Fallout. The formerly robust and elegantly complex waterways of Gnomeregan are now an irradiated mess filled with toxic slime. A lone water elemental who had dwelt in the gnome's aquifer became trapped in the contamination, and the pollution corrupted its pure form. It currently wanders the halls of Gnomeregan in anger and agony, a liquid embodiment of the poison of Thermoplug's betrayal. Alright, well, let's see if we can take it out. First, we actually have to find the silly thing. It's usually wandering around in here along the outside edges, but I still don't see him. We'll find him. Just have to kill a few slimes along the way. Hello, big elemental. Oh, there you are. I see you now. You've made me all green. Then we'll go back and loot. And big green guy. Huzzah! Oh, nice. That is actually, I think, something new for me. I say us like you guys are in here with me. Alright, now we're going to go down the hallway and head to the next level. Not really level. Head to the next area. And another A-Team reference is B.E. Baracus. And don't really know his story, but he does make me smile. Now here we are going to be fighting a bunch of leper gnomes. These are gnomes where the poison and the radiation of Gnomeregan completely corrupted them, and they are now crazed and will attack you on sight. It's actually really tragic. Like, the whole story of the gnomes is pretty darn tragic, which is nothing new if you follow WoW lore. I think World of Warcraft loves its tragedy. Alright, so we're going to run through, we're going to clear out the launch bay, and then we are going to go after our next mini-boss, which is the Electrocutioner 6000. Mechaneer Thermoplug is not a patient gnome. Rather than putting his inventions through a battery of tests to determine their safety and effectiveness, he rushes them into the field and moves on to the next project. The Electrocutioner 6000 was his first attempt at harnessing electricity as a weapon via a supercharged mechanotank. Lieutenant Tom Sizzlepants Crankle, the only soldier to survive piloting the Electrocutioner, is now something of a hero to the leper gnomes. Huh. I don't think I've ever paid enough attention to know if Tom is actually in there or not. Kinda hope he's not, considering we're about to take him out. You know, I'm always kind of curious as to more of the backstories of the gnomes, because I feel like they're not told enough. But that is mostly just me. But I mean, they are a really inventive and fun race in World of Warcraft. I just don't actually like playing them, despite the fact that I am currently attempting to level a gnome peacefully. I don't like playing them because the shorter and the really taller races in World of Warcraft, there's something about them I don't like. So I don't usually play goblins, Volpera, and gnomes. The smallest I like to go is the Blood and Void Elves. And the biggest I like to go, honestly, is maybe Orc, maybe Draenei. They're both pretty tall. So there's the Electrocutioner, and it looks like Tom is in there, but not for long. Electric Justice. Very nice. We got a spider tank oil rag. Alright, now I'm pretty sure that the shortcut that everybody takes to get to the next part of the dungeon is you just grab a parachute and just jump. We're not going to do that, mostly because I want to see if I'm going to get myself lost in it or not. I made it through last week and didn't get lost, so let's see if I can do it again. We shall see. This is usually where it all goes south for me. But maybe this time it won't. Pretty sure we just head down this spiffy little hallway here. And kill everything that gets in our way. Because this is World of Warcraft, not World of Peacecraft, despite what Blur.io is attempting to do. I'm actually kind of impressed, given the fact that I am only playing her every other week, and only for a couple hours. She's actually halfway to max level. Okay. Now, it looks like we go straight. And what is this next boss? The Crowd Pummeler 960. In Gnomeregan's heyday, inventors would compete for status by pitting their creations against each other. The Mechaneer Oglethorpe Obnoxicus built an unbeatable robot, and this earned him respect in the High Tinker's court. Sicko Thermoplugs stole Obnoxicus, wow, I can't say that word, stole the blueprints and made a giant version of the machine. He set his forgery loose, and the horrific results drove the ruling council to banish the innocent gnome. The Crowd Pummeler 960 is still one of Thermoplug's favorite stolen inventions. Alright, well, let's go kill it. That's always fun. Also, there is an exit out of this dungeon, but we are not taking it because I really want to kill the final boss. Now, I also know, although I have not done the mystery for the mount, that part of the Lucid Nightmare quest line sends you into Mechagon. Alright, well, there's the Crowd Pummeler. Aw, he's cute! And now he's dead. Yay! Alright, but we don't want to go there. I think we actually want to go... Let me see here. I actually have a... Oh, we actually don't want to be here at all. We want to go down another one. Okay. So see, I already took a wrong turn. Good job, me. I am definitely very good at this whole wrong turn thing. I do love my Fan of Knives attack. It is one of my very favorites. So yeah, if we go that way, we will actually exit the dungeon, and we don't want to do that. We have to make it down a level. So, it looks like we're going to backtrack a little bit, because it looks like I've taken a wrong turn. Not a big deal. I think we just have to go this way. I have faith in myself, at least a little bit. Alright, let's go down here. Take out a few more leopardomes. Give them a little bit of peace and tranquility, or something along those lines. Run through the launch bay and see if we can find the right turn this time. There should be a doorway off to the side that's not the one we just came through. If not, I will have to pause this and see if I can find a guide. But I think it's this one up here. Yeah, it looks like it. This looks right. Huzzah! I did something correct. I am very proud of myself. Down, down, down we go. Ah! Dark Iron Dwarves. I am on the right track. So I'm really curious how many people who are going to watch this actually did Gnomeregan as an at-level dungeon. I've done it at level a couple of times, but not in a long time. There was a while that I had a very good group of friends that I would do dungeons and raids and content with back near the end of Wrath of the Lich King, I think that was. And I do remember running through Gnomeregan. I also remember the fact that it was actually not a bad run because the people I was running with actually knew what the heck they were doing. Alright. And there he is. Mechaneer Thermoplug. we'll go ahead and read his little entry. Murderer, traitor, and self-proclaimed king of the gnomes, the Mechaneer Sicko Thermoplug rules over the radioactive halls of Gnomeregan with a malfunctioning iron fist. His subjects are numerous, vicious, and insane enough to defend their crazed king against any intrusion from the upper world. It is Thermoplug's madness that makes him so dangerous. He possesses the cunning to destroy everything around him with no thought for his own life. There's a reason that even the monsters of Gnomeregan fear him. Dun dun dun. Oh, that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's pareidolia or if these are supposed to look like faces, but they're kind of cool. Ha! You are dead. Yay! I got nothing I can use, but I did make it out. Ooh, look, it's a big button. Let's push the button. Now, unlike some of the dungeons and raids that I really love that actually have a lot of stuff that you could actually technically say is your house if you wanted to spend a lot of time in there, Gnomeregan really doesn't, which is kind of sad. But nonetheless, it is a very, very cool dungeon. It also kind of looks like they were going to connect the Dark Run or the Deep Run tram through here, because this is pretty much what it looks like if you run along the sides of the Deep Run tram. So it makes it a little bit of an interesting thing. I don't think we're going to go down to the engineering labs. I'm pretty sure that there could be a rare spawn that's down there, from what I understand. But you know what? Let's go look. Just in case. And then that'll be about it for this exciting, alright, maybe not all that exciting, but for this fun run of Gnomeregan, where I didn't actually get lost. So kudos to me. Maybe this means that when we do Blackrock Depths, I won't get lost there either, but that one's a lot more iffy. In fact, that one I am almost guaranteed to get lost, but oh well, life goes on, right? Not really seeing anything that looks... Ah, well, isn't he cute? Don't know how you turn him on, but he's very cute. That's probably the rare. Anyway, I am probably just going to teleport out of here. I hope that you enjoyed our little excursion through Gnomeregan, where I, like I said, didn't actually get lost, so yay me. And next week, where are we going next week? You know what? That is a good question. Where are we headed next week? I think we're going to be going to Lochmadan, because we've been to the wetlands, but we have not been to Lochmadan. So next week, we're going to be heading to Lochmadan, again with Beryl, since this is another Alliance zone. But until then, I will see you next time. Have a good week.